In this section, we will be working with debugging analog signals. We will start by launching SIMPL Debugger in Toolbox. Before we make a connection in Debugger, we will review the program we will be using. We have three subsystems that use primarily analog signals. We have a separate subsystem for volume, page navigation, and video routing. We will begin with the subpage navigation subsystem. When we look at the X panel, we see a familiar interface. We will be using the select activity presses using the method B we discussed earlier. We will take the activity presses and use them to drive analog values that will control what subpage is displayed. We will also have volume control and video routing. The activity presses for video sources will route video sources and trigger the source icons. We will connect to our processor and select the analog debugging program. Reload the signals, and we see the state of the signals. Clear the trace. Back in SIMPL Windows, we will look at the subpage navigation first. From within the X panel, we will open the X panel Select Activity Smart Object. In the navigation subsystem, we will open the Analog Initialize and the Analog Equate. The way this works is to select an activity and then press the activity button. That press hits the analog initialize and generates a numerical value between 1 and 7. The output of the analog initialize feeds the analog equate, which generates a specific digital press based on the analog value. The resulting digital presses will trigger the subpage visibility on the X panel. Those would be X panel feedback joins from 21 to 27. The output is also going to the feedback on the Select Activity Smart Object. We will set a watch on all the signals in the navigation subsystem and save the SMW. In Debugger, we will expand the Watched Signals folder. On the X panel, we will select either shades or weather as they are non-video source activities. Selecting video source activities would trigger other logic in our program that we don't want to monitor at this time. Click on Shades. Looking at the trace, we see the Select Shades press happen, and the value of 6D gets assigned to the page select value. We can see this is correct in our program on the initialize. Page select value passes to the analog equate, where the 6D triggers the select shades feedback to go high and stay high. That triggers the subpage to become visible using feedback analog join 26 on the X panel. The page select value stays at 6D and the shades feedback stays high. The page select value will not change until a new activity is selected. For example, weather. We see the select weather press go high. The page select value becomes 7D. Select shades feedback goes low, and then the select weather feedback goes high. Again, we see the analog value of page select value stays at 7D, and the weather feedback stays high. This logic operates similarly to an interlock symbol but uses analog values. This completes the page navigation section. Back in SIMPL Windows, we can clear the watch. Expand the video subsystem, and we will talk about video routing. It all starts with the Select Activity Smart Object on the X panel. When an activity is selected that is a video source, the button press hits this analog initialize. This will generate a numerical value between 1D and 5D in the source preview video selection. The source preview video selection feeds the video switcher route for output 1. We also have an analog buffer that will control the passing of the preview source to the audience source. The audience source, in turn, feeds the switcher output 2. On the video switcher, there is also a video enter pulse that needs to be managed. A serial analog one-shot handles the pulse and is triggered by an analog sum or ASUM. The ASUM takes the preview and audience analog values and adds them, creating a sum. When either the preview or the audience route changes, it calculates a new sum. That new sum is passed to the serial analog one-shot to create a pulse for the video enter on the switcher that makes the video route happen. We will set a watch on the video folder and then click Save. We will continue in the next video of this series.